Hello everyone, I'm Cassandra.
And I'm Mom.
And this is Millennial Mom. And in today's video, we are here to recap Love After Lockup Season 3, Episode 6, A Gamble in the Desert. And I wonder who it's going to be, Destiny or Maurice. So let's get into the review. So actually, the first couple we're going to start off with is Shawn and Destiny. And they are on their way back to Vegas. And Destiny is excited because she's ready to go and party. Shawn is more so excited because he wants to show her the house that he got. You know, they want to settle down. Things like that. But we all know that's not what Destiny wants. And Shawn knows that too. Because he said he's used to the quiet girls. And he even said that he's quiet himself. Destiny going out and partying, he don't really see it for her, especially because of all the money he put down on her.
Well, he should have known this anyways. I mean, the bail, the phone calls, the commissary, the clothes, everything. Plus the list that she gave that she wants a car and this and that. So he already knows Destiny comes with money. And since he got that house, he should already know. You're going to be forking out the cash. But back to Destiny, you know, she learned that Vegas was 24/7. I was under the impression everybody knew that already.
Everyone is under the impression, I assume, that Vegas is 24/7. But not that the bars are open 24/7. So she would rather go out that night instead of meeting his friends Hector and his wife. But I'm happy that we got to meet Hector and his wife because they had me laughing the whole episode.
You know, Hector, I think that's Shawn's co-worker. We've seen him before because he was asking, you know, is this girl really real? Is she catfishing you? Like, what's going on? But Hector, when he met Destiny, he was real cool with it. The wife was cool too. But the wife sensed something like, you know, I think she might be in it for the money and partying or whatever. But Destiny, when they came over, she's like, yeah, that's cool. Happy to meet you guys. But I'm ready to party. Like, she was going out regardless.
They both felt that, Hector and his wife. But I thought it was funny. They were at the bar. He said, oh, I thought, you know, you were going to catfish him. But it turns out he was catfishing you by 10 years. I was like, that's true. And then when his wife was like, yeah, Hector told me about all the dating websites that he meets different girls on from prison. I'm like, so is this just something that he does? To me, he knows that Destiny wants to party and he does want to settle down, and that's what Hector says. So I'm kind of curious to know how come his baby mom wasn't good enough for him, if that's what he really wants to do.
So now we're back with Tyrese. He's still outside the prison with his binoculars waiting on her like, what is happening? She's past her time and he's like, you know what? I'm only going to give her 30 more minutes. Now producers are like, so do you think, you know, she took off or something? He's like, nah, she wouldn't do that.
That's what I was hoping.
Next thing you know, the phone rang. Hello, Shonda, where are you? Hey, they took me out another way. I'm at the bus station. He takes off in that Escalade, don't he? And once Tyrese got to that bus station, oh my God, he couldn't get to Shonda fast enough, couldn't he?
He couldn't in his blue suede box suit. He was too happy to see her. I didn't know who that was at first.
I mean, she came out in her prison gray and her hair braided up on the side. But you know what? She looked very different in her confessional. She actually cleaned up nice.
She looked put together. So when he finally gave her the clothes so she can go dress and she came out in the clothes, I was like, that can't be the $500 worth of clothes that he bought from that boutique.
Maybe he went back after.
Not from that boutique, not for $500.
Well, the thing that tripped me out, you know, he was like, you got some body-oddy. I said, okay, Tyrese, still look for that body-oddy and the booty.
Right. I was like, who still says that?
Tyrese.
And Shonda was like, why is he wearing that loud suit?
To see you, girl.
But I thought it was so interesting. In her confessional, she basically told us that he wasn't the only one that she was talking to. I mean, we already knew that.
Right.
But he doesn't know that. And the production asked, well, like, how many? And do you still keep in contact? She said about 9.
But before she was like, I don't know, 6, 7. She was like, okay, more like 8 or 9. Girl, just tell the truth. 1 is too many if it's not Tyrese.
But later on, we did get a backstory on her and how she came to jail all this time. So she first started at 13. Her mom drank herself to death. Her dad sold meth. So that's how she basically, you know, came into life. So every time that she came to jail, it was over drugs. So I think she's going to not use Tyrese, but use what he can give her to try to rebuild her life. Because now, you know, this time around, she's on TV. She has some fame. She has some clout. You know, and she might even have some of those dudes that she's talking to. So I'm actually kind of rooting for her to get her life together. Not to use somebody, but to get her life together.
Okay, so we have a quick scene with John and Christiana. Apparently, Christiana made it to the halfway house. Even though she was late, she was still accepting in there, so I was surprised. But then we see John pick up Christiana's mom to take her to lunch. I was like, huh, does she live in the area?
I don't know, but even though this was a quick scene, I feel like this was a very telling scene. Because one, her mom doesn't agree with having a Native American wedding. I agreed with her on the part where she was like, you know, I wanted to walk my daughter down the aisle. Not that their wedding isn't real. Like, I was like, no, they don't even go together. But we found out a little bit more in detail why John has been to prison. And that's because he was frauding.
Yeah, bank fraud. He said the money was good and the highest check that cleared was like $30,000. I'm like, really? But he said he went to jail 4 times. Or was he married 4 times? Or was it both?
Does it really matter?
No.
Because her mom is not here for him. She wants her daughter to be with a good man, not with someone who's been in jail just like she has, because she wants her daughter to go on a straight and narrow. But John said, you know, I got this. We've both been in jail before, so I see her, she sees me, and we can do this together. And did you hear when he said for his first marriage, he ran off with that wife's cousin?
Scandalous. I was like, that is a Jerry Springer episode mixed with Lori.
I was like, I wonder what else we're going to find about John throughout the rest of the season. And I want to know how he became to be in his Native American religion. Was it because he was trying to get right? Or was it for something else? And this episode was just filled with more quick scenes. So we got another quick scene with Quelon and Chevelle. First, we see them at their hotel room, and they had to let us know how many times they boom boomed. I didn't want to know how many times you guys boom boomed. But, you know, I guess he got the grown woman that he was looking for. But this is the day that he is going to meet Chevelle's daughter. And Chevelle's nervous because she said he never had a dad in his life, and he's never been a dad before, so she doesn't know how this is going to go. He's nervous too because it's a big responsibility, but he seemed like he was very nice to the little girl, gave her gifts. She was so cute. She even called him out and said he stinks.
Are they smoking in the car?
Who knows? But they go inside and he meets her mom, and of course, like any mom wants to know, what are your intentions with my daughter? What did you think he was going to say?
Me personally? Or our wonderful subscribers?
You personally.
I was hoping he was going to say something that was true and correct. What he said was he's going to be there for Chevelle. He's ready to go into the father role because he knows it's a big responsibility. But he wasn't sure what time will tell. And he may not want to get married right away. And clearly, Chevelle's conversation with Quelon in prison, she thought they was going to get married like within 3 months.
So that's why I thought that conversation was going to go a little bit differently. I just thought he would have told her mom, like, yeah, I plan on getting married. So now it kind of seems like well, even though we already knew this, he doesn't really know exactly what he wants to do. He just wants to do something, once again, to keep him on the straight and narrow. But Chevelle said he got about 6 months because I already wasted, well, I already took 2 and 3 years out of my life. And she doesn't want to do that to her daughter because she already calls him daddy. But I'm like, that was your fault.
And again, Quelon has been having conversations with his mom And you, Chevelle. Like, of course he did. I mean, his mom was trying to tell you, look, I want you home.
She was trying to tell her.
So maybe Quelon made those plans with his mom to eventually come to Houston and what was going to go on there. Because if he really wanted to marry her with the conversation that they had in prison, I think he would have said so to her mom, and he didn't. He has missed out on 12 years, like his whole youth up to his 20s. So, of course, he wants to experience life, whatever comes from that, from A to Z. So Chevelle should have her eyes open a little bit.
And then to wrap up the episode, we saw Maurice and Jessica. What were they doing? Like, what was the whole scene about anyways in that restaurant?
I'm going to answer you. What were they doing? What a mess, as usual. I mean, the scene in the restaurant, they were talking about, you know, Maurice is like, Jessica, you know, I know you're not comfortable and things like that. Of course she's not. You can see it in her face. Jessica looks stressed.
Yeah, she had a nerve to say, like, oh, I'm not uncomfortable. Girl, everybody can see it.
Right, because she keeps bringing up, you know, she doesn't want to live in Compton and his 2 strikes and things like that. And before I touch on that, it's like some people feel like, why would she want to be with the ghetto mess? And why would she want to be with a dude who hasn't been about nothing? But Jessica has spent her time and her life with Maurice. She took the time to get married to him. So for her to mention that he's a Compton Crip in every episode, she knows exactly what she's getting into. So those are her issues that she needs to work out for herself if she wants to be part of the family with Maurice and have Maurice join the family. So that's what I think about that.
You know what? I'm going to have to add something on that. I actually, from watching this episode, don't believe that she 100% knows what she's getting into. Especially when she was talking about the part, his parole being transferred, and she said something along the lines of, well, how come you just can't talk to the supervisor? You know, get the supervisor to do it for you. I was like, what? They don't have that many privileges, and that goes beyond him being, you know, a minority. And I don't think she sees that, and it kind of bothers me a little bit.
And for her to say, ask for the supervisor, once again, this all goes back to, you knew when he was getting out, at least the time frame. If you all want to have things transferred, the process should have been initiated then in advance, so then you would have the answer yes or no. Well, at this whole lunch scene, they got into a little bit of tiff, and Maurice is like, are you with me or not? They decided that they were going to Vegas because he said that's his home. That's where his family is. I'm sure he meant his new family. And he just wants to be where Jessica is. So you know what they decided to do? Take off to Vegas. And she is apprehensive. She's like, I don't know. She wants to get off at the X and stuff like that. And for someone who says he could go to jail for life, he has to make a decision, yes or no, because you know what, Jessica? You can also go to jail possibly for helping him cross state lines or interstate, something like that. And don't ask me how I know.
Right, and they're doing it on camera. It's like they're trying to be the 2020 Bonnie and Clyde, and it's not going to work out. All right, everyone. So that was the end of this week's episode, and we pretty much said it all about them in this review, because I don't know what they're doing or what these couples think is going to happen, but it's just not going to work out the way that they think, and I already know that. So I'm just waiting for the conclusion in next week's episode for all of them. What are you waiting for, Mom?
I don't know what I'm waiting for, because overall, all the scenes, all the couples are a mess so far. This is not picking on any particular couple, but they all need some sort of intervention because they all have some sort of sub-issue within the relationship. So I don't know what's going to work. So I look forward to every week.
So let us know what you guys think in the comments down below about this episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. You share this video to other people who watch Love After Lockup. And make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can catch us going live on Sunday at 1 p.m. West Coast time, because we live in Las Vegas just like some of the other couples in this episode do.
Thank you all for watching, and as always, live simply, be grateful.